Hey there, Wes Dove here with Dove Development Consulting. So recently we took a look at one of our nation's founders, kind of on the heels of something I did several years ago and looking at what characteristics, what leadership styles, what traits George Washington brought to the table. We recently looked at what Benjamin Franklin, one of our oldest folks signing the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, the Articles of Confederation, so many different things that Ben Franklin did. On the heels of that, what we're going to do now is kind of turn the page and start looking at some of the other founders that were so instrumental in that process with Franklin. Now, the first one we're going to look at was truly an artist with the written word. He had a tremendous education. He was astute. It was just pretty amazing, and all the different things he did, including founding some Virginia universities. Now, with that said, what we're going to do as we really dig in, we're going to look at why specifically was Thomas Jefferson chosen to really create that first draft of the Declaration of Independence. What were the things that really brought him to the table and made him stand out in 1776 as Virginia's delegate to the convention at that point in time, the Continental Congress or whatnot? What made him stand out to be one of the folks that should be tasked with drafting that initial declaration that really was an act of treason that could have gotten him and all the other signers into tremendous amount of trouble with the crown of England at the time. Now, we're going to dig into the strengths and some things about his character that really stood for him, because let's be honest, I mean, there's stuff politically today or in the media today that point to Thomas Jefferson and say, hey, these things weren't good about Jefferson and his family. And there's been some call to remove him from the University of Virginia and some different stuff. We want to build on his strengths. Why was he even there? And why did he play such a critical role in the founding of this great nation? Then we're going to move forward and we're going to look at, okay, let's be honest, we've all got weaknesses. What were his primary weaknesses? How did it lead to some poor choices that he made? And how was he able to supplement some of those things? Now, what we're going to do, you may be asking, okay, Wes, through the body of work that you guys do, it's always focused on leadership, business, and so on. Now, I'm going to challenge you. We're going to turn the page soon and look at one of Jefferson's most trusted peers, one of his friends that he had a tremendous alliance with through much of his political career. We're going to look at that next, and we're going to look at how that relationship built and how it contributed to so many other things here in Virginia, but also for these whole United States. And we're going to close that with specific ties to how it matters for you and me and how we lead the teams who are responsible for in the workplace and volunteer organizations, wherever it is. Now, before we get there, though, if you've never taken advantage of it on wherever you're seeing this, I've got an opportunity for you to work through a quick assessment, really dialing in, hey, where are the profitability killers? And I promise you, it's going to boil down to leadership. Where are the profitability killers in your organization that leadership may make a difference? And how can we help put a shot in the arm? How can we help address those profitability killers? Now, wherever you're accessing this, there should be a link to take that quick assessment, and it'll land you on some options that I feel like we can best serve you, and a challenge you to take advantage of one of those, and let's see where we go from there and how we can capture that profitability in your organization. Now, until then, what I want you to do is work through this, study this stuff. It's certainly not everything there is to know about Thomas Jefferson. I can't do it all in one quick insert like this, and we won't go into everything into his peer that we'll look at next, just like we didn't with Ben Franklin or even George Washington before. But I'll challenge you to look for what can you pull away? How can you identify with those strengths? How can you protect against those weaknesses? And how can you use them to make a difference in the teams you lead? With that said, make it a great day. We look forward to seeing you soon. God bless.